Yes, let's address the biggest thing. My wife can't.
Hello, and welcome to James, the Lesser Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with... I didn't become an adult until I was in my 30s when I moved to Seattle, guys. Not a joke. Apparently, for the first, 32 years of his life, he wasn't an adult. He did not become an adult until he was 33 years old and moved to Washington. Let's watch. But first, because I had to show this part.
Yeah, who knows? Will GTA 6 actually come out next year as planned? Or will they keep delaying it because they want online to be ready? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I really don't have a good answer for that, right? No, I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in the finals. Zero.
He's like vibrating. Just watching, he's literally vibrating. Like, what the fuck, DSP? It's mesmerizing just watching him vibrate.
Okay, guys, anything else? Any other questions, comments, concerns, or topics to talk about before we prepare to adjourn and get ready to resume my Elden Ring second run?
He finally stopped vibrating.
Can I remember the story of a game I played 10 years ago because I seem to have a good memory? It depends
Now he's vibrating
on...
again.
Honestly, it depends on the game. If the game has a big, epic, rememberable story, then yes. If it's just a random game that I played 10 years ago that never went anywhere, then probably not, you know?
Just like your career, never went anywhere. Vibrate, vibrate.
Wow. Dark Topic says, Alien Isolation will be 10 years old this year. Let that sink in. Yeah, 2014, right? Hey, I'm about to hit my 10-year anniversary as a Washingtonian. Yeah, 10 years. I mean, by now, I have made far more content by myself in Washington than any of the content that I made back when I lived in Connecticut. You know, Connecticut years were 2008 to mid-2014, so roughly about 5 to 6 years. I've been here 10 years now. 10 years of content here in this state. It's pretty crazy to think about, because a lot of people like to reminisce about the old days of content or whatever. And nah, I made far more stuff here in this room than anywhere else.
Quantity over quality.
You know? Pretty nuts. But man, how things have changed, right? The kind of content I make, the style that I make it, all my equipment, visuals, who I am as a person, right? I mean, it's completely different from 10 years ago. You watch any random video from 10 years ago compared to today, and it's like, what the hell? That's the same dude, right? The only thing that sounds the same is the voice. You know, the whole commentary style.
Completely aged horribly. Someone showed a picture of him, and they said, oh, that's a 55-year-old. You're like, he's only 42.
The gameplay style, the streaming style, me and my life, all completely different from 10 years ago.
God,
You still remember the day I moved? Let me just tell you. When I moved out here, okay? When I moved out here, this is when reality smacked me in the face. Because back when I lived in Connecticut, it was like, basically, like, everything kind of went right for me in Connecticut. Not to say that everything was perfect, but, like, there were things...
Everything went right, but you still ran away.
That mostly things went in my way. It's like, as soon as I moved out here, this is reality. It was like, oh my God. You know, everything started to fall apart. Whether it was, you know, I could immediately, the week I moved out here, I couldn't even make good content because my equipment wasn't working right. And, you know, immediately when I moved out here, my income dropped. And it was like a huge problem because I was like, dude,
His income was dropping before he moved. He moved as quickly as he did because his income was dropping. And he knew if he waited too long, and he'd be like, when it was 6 months ago, you were making $10,000 a month more. What's going to happen in the next 6 months when you're losing $20,000 a month?
I spent all this money moving out here, and now all of a sudden I have a big income dip, and it hurt bad, you know? And then within a year, all my personal life started to unravel. You know, I got swatted, and all this crazy shit going on.
It was a wellness check, not a swatting. Swatting is they bust down your fucking door and throw in a flashbang grenade. Not dun dun dun. Hello, we're just making sure you're not trying to unalive yourself in here.
On with my relationships and everything. And it was just, everything started falling apart.
You mean Panda? Yeah, Panda ran away. Womp womp.
That's really when I like I said, in life, when the time in life that you will mature the most is when you're faced with the strongest adversity you've ever faced and getting through it and handling it, right? That's really shows like the mettle of a person, and that's when the true person will you're either going to mature and learn from mistakes and hardships and get through them and come out that end a better person, or you're going to crumble and fall and fall.
You crumbled and fell. You are not a better person. You have not learned anything.
Fall apart. It's one or the other, right? And for me, I really feel like this last decade, right, has been a test. But I've come out of that decade a much better person, a much better content creator. Everything around here is just much better. And it might not have turned out that way, right? It could have been the opposite. It could have been I turned into a big fucking mess, a drama queen.
You are a big fucking mess and a drama queen.
Piece of shit, just be like all the other drama queen piece of shits on the internet who just constantly have to be immersed in this drama culture in order to make a living. And it very well could have gone that way for me, and it didn't, and I'm happy it didn't. I feel like for as many missteps as I made those first few years that I lived here, then I had that epiphany and a turnaround, and you know, these last many years have been much better for me, thankfully, right? But yeah, you know, coming up on my 10-year anniversary living here, it's like, dude, this is where my real adult life began. The moment I moved here into this home and things changed for me in my life, this is where my life really began. Before,
again, he was 32 years old, going on 33 when he moved out there. And he even said, like, it wasn't even right away. It wasn't until a few years after he moved out that he's really got his life turned around. So you were in your mid-30s before you became an adult. DSP, do you understand how insane that sounds?
Everything else was just kind of like the precursor to my real life here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel. I feel like the last 10 years are the first 10 real adult years of my life, which is weird because I should have been an adult when I was 18, but I don't feel like the adult life started till I moved in here. And then it was just like hardship, difficulty, setback, problem. And I just had to constantly keep dealing with those over and over. You know what I mean? Do I miss living in my old place? Absolutely not. I hated that place. Seriously. The one advantage was I was living by myself, and it was a pad where I could do whatever I wanted because I was, you know, only by myself. So I could game whenever I wanted, drink whenever I wanted, eat whatever I wanted, do whatever I wanted at any time, right?
You still do whatever the fuck you want. Kat is so detached from you, I'm surprised that she's even still there. That's probably why he's having such a hard time getting her to do the co-op stream. Nah, I got Tyrone coming out of my apartment that night. But, honey, I'm the one paying for the apartment, so you don't divorce me, have that go public, and all my detractors make fun of me for getting divorced. So could you please just come on stream and stream with just one night? I swear, just one night, I'll be able to pay your rent then.
That was the advantage, but that place sucked. It was tiny. It was cramped. The temperatures were awful. It was either way too hot or way too cold all the time. You know, everything in that place was just bleh. Too expensive. Nothing there was worth it. Like I told you guys, just think of it.
He's going to claim that Bridgeport, Connecticut is more expensive than Seattle. Bullshit.
This way. You know the house I live in now. It's a relatively large house, okay? It's, you know, good square footage, many rooms. It's a nice house. The place in Connecticut was...
It's a condo.
Literally 3 rooms. It was bedroom, bathroom, and, you know, living room, kitchen, all together. So it was three-room, small apartment style condo versus my nice big house now. The condo dues on the Connecticut condo were the same as the dues here when I moved here. Now, the dues have gone up over the last 10 years, but the point I'm...
Holy fuck, he's still vibrating. You think he would get tired eventually, but no, he's just sitting there vibrating the entire time. Shaking his desk, shaking his microphone, shaking his camera, that's why he had to readjust it. Dude, if you stopped vibrating for 5 seconds, wouldn't it be making all your shit move?
Making is that's how overpriced shit is in Connecticut. I was paying the same amount of money for the dues in a tiny little rinky-dink fucking cramped condo as I was paying for a giant house out here. It didn't make any fucking sense. The place sucked. It was just way overpriced. Way overpriced living there. All because I live near New York City. Fuck that. Who fucking cares about New York City? Get out of your mind.
I don't know, probably the majority of the world, because New York City is one of the top destinations for everyone on the planet.
Darth Hobbit says, I moved 9 years ago. I'm in my 30s, but I feel like my life began then. I'm married and a parent now. I felt like I was just existing before I moved. I mean, right. It's exactly what I feel like. Again, that whole time in my 20s, I was so heavily in the Street Fighter, right? And then my late 20s and the early 30s, it was the early YouTube days. But it wasn't until I moved right here 10 years ago that the day I moved in was the day my adult life began. In reality, smacked me in the face. The honeymoon of life was over, right? All those misconceptions I had about how everything was going to be great or whatever, you know, oh, I'm going to be a popular YouTuber forever. I'm going to make tons of money forever. I'm never going to have any financial problems, right? Remember, I used to have a fortune. I went to a Chinese restaurant with my parents the first year when I was a YouTuber, and I opened a fortune cookie. And in the fortune cookie, it said, you will not have to worry about money ever again. That's what the fortune said. And I was like, this is a sign that for the rest of my life, I'll be having rolling in YouTube money. This is amazing. And yeah, right? Like,
But you are rolling in YouTube money. You're just spending it all on WWE champions. You're literally spending more money on WWE champions than your fucking mortgage. The bank leaks prove this. You are literally spending roughly $40,000 to $50,000 a year, every year on WWE champions. And that's not counting Street Fighter Duel. That's not counting Dokkan Battle and Supercard and Final Fantasy Estivus and Marvel Twin Alliance, Future Flight, whatever it was, and any other games you may have played. Oh, WWE Immortal, that was another one that he played. Like the $40,000 to $50,000 a year, every year, is just WWE champions. You lowball that $40,000 a year. Oh, hey, he could pay his fucking taxes every year and have money left over. He could have paid his taxes, probably paid off that car in a year instead of 6 years, dumbass, paying all that, what was it, like 6.25% interest on a car? The fuck? Imagine you take that $40,000 a year, every year, pay off your taxes so you no longer have to get on the tax plan. You never want to have to pay interest to the IRS on your tax plan. You no longer need to declare bankruptcy because of all the hundreds of thousands of dollars you're spending on WWE champions or the gacha games on your credit cards, which also had interest you're paying on. DSP. You are still... Oh no, guys, I had a really bad month in February. I only made $10,000 instead of $12,000 like I did in January. It's still $10,000. You spent $3,000 of it on WWE champions. Dumbass. To sit there and say that you weren't an adult until you were 32, 33 years old, if not later, because he said it didn't really start until I was here for a few years, guys. I mean, when Panda left and you finally had to learn how to do laundry. Don't forget, when he was living in a Connecticut condo, Mommy did his laundry for him. Mommy came over and cleaned the house for him. Mommy did everything. Fucking hell, DSP. This is why you are a lol cow. I want to put you in the face. Look at that face. That is so punchable face. With that, though, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.